It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. Off your mind.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Ingo touchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we loud, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind, but thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Poor man picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This man not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo.
Hello there. Good morning to you. Good afternoon to you. And good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. Welcome to the brunch time with Maiyegun. It is an open mic session, you know that. You can phone in anytime to add your own contribution anytime. But please share the broadcast. Invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends and tell them that Maiyegun today, Maiyegun is live. So we won't talk politics. Document happenings. The piece of information that politicians always leave out there, so that when everything finally come to pass, a lot of us then would be acting surprised. You need to be interested in politics, because your non-interest in politics has left the space for criminals who have to rule over you, and you would have to obey whatever they do or say. So once you understand the importance of politics and the government, maybe you begin to hold these rogues responsible, and maybe you can stop them in their wake as they continue to play your future. I mean, so they are playing or using your future to play sporty bets. You see, politics is about life and death. Unfortunately, Nigeria doesn't have any Nigerian. There is no Nigerians. If there is no Nigeria. And because of this, Nigerians, who I kind of love to call Nigerians, they love their criminal politicians than they love their country. Let us be honest. Majority of you love your criminals than you love Nigeria. A very hard truth that a lot of us find difficult to accept, but it is the truth. People don't really give a damn about Nigeria per se. Maybe you do, or are you in the majority? Possibly in the minority. Do you want to know how I get to know that? It's simply because if we have a majority of Nigerians who actually love Nigeria, it won't be this bad, you know. So the evil seems to be the one ruling. Evil system put together where people will defend the criminals than they will defend Nigeria. I mean, when these rogues commit treasonable offense against the country that has given them a lot, they still get defended. That's why I said there is no Nigerian. So thank you so much. Share this broadcast. Gandollar, Babariga Mobile Banking CEO of Kano, a man that should be in prison right now, reading about, you know, other people who have also been spending their life time in prison. He didn't go to prison. Rather, Gandollar became the national chairman of APC. It can't be like conglomeration of criminals. I don't know how you see APC. That's the way I see them. I can count 1 to 10 criminals who are holding powerful positions in that contraption right now, courtesy of APC. Their president is a drug dealer. Their vice president is a terrorist sympathizer. Their senate president is a treasury looter, chronic one, and a sexual abuser, they say. That hasn't been confirmed, though. They have state governors who are also ex-convicts here and there. When you look at their National Assembly, it's filled with people who have been, like, you know, have to run away from a different part of the world to go and become lawmakers in that contraption. See, I can go on and on. So now let's take a look at the latest development. For those who have been paying attention very well, for instance, right, like I said before, politics is a very, very, very important sort of like a part of our life, because it is the politics where you have the politicians. Then the politicians are those who form political parties. Political parties are those who are allowed to present candidates for elections. The political parties that present these candidates, right, will end up forming government. When they form government, they will be, when I say government, I mean the whole body of government. As you have them as lawmakers, you have them as executives. You have the executive in particular, who has so much power to appoint the judiciary, the police, the military, and all of that. That massive power. So their decisions, their actions, their inactions, always have consequences. And that is why it is always very, very important to be interested in the characters that are vying to be in control of your destiny. Now, Nigeria is already in the hole. We already know these characters. You know, the most disappointing thing that they have of the people which these guys have managed to socially condition people for is the fact that people accept that these guys are criminals. But somehow, some of them still believe that even though they are criminals, with prayers, they can possibly change for good. A theory that has never worked. Criminals will be looting money, and then they'll be asking the citizens to pray for their leaders, that it is their causes that is making them fail. You see, the trick of tricksters, consters, right? Blames you for what they are doing. They loot money in such an impune way. But this money they are looting and stealing, that they have perfected so well, leave the shores of Nigeria to their own chosen destinations all over the world. Your causes didn't make them steal your money. And somehow, your causes did not force them to possibly openly display the information of where they kept all your money and say, oh, I'm so sorry when I steal your money and then something just happened to me. Please pray for me. Here is all the money. Take it. And say, it's the causes. So anyway, the criminals have perfected the trade of, deceit in such a way that they have made it a system. And that is why Nigerians themselves, either consciously or subconsciously, right, they have accepted that except God touches the heart of these ropes or something happens, then maybe they will change for good. How do you expect thieves? How do you even pray for thieves, criminals, to be successful? Do you not even understand that kind of prayer? You pray for a thief stealing from you, that may Gandollar succeed. Succeed in what? May Tinubu succeed. Succeed in what? Do you even have an idea, right, of what his intentions are and those around him? But you're praying, and your prayer is being answered somehow because they are succeeding in their journey of not only impoverishing, terrorizing you, but at the same time to enslaving you and your own children. A lot of you, they spend so much to educate you, to raise you. And from where we come from, right? Children are considered as investments. Not necessarily because they want to depend on you, but it is because they want to raise you enough that not only that you will be able to take care of yourself, but you can also extend hand of support to the family in case if they are no longer as buoyant as they were when they were raising you. So parents invest in this. And how do you empower a child? Not just giving the child food, by educating the child, guiding the child, but a system where criminals are building the nest of generations of poor Nigeria, not just poor in material things, but poor intellectually. So your parents are invested that today, majority of you have gone back to add to their burden. You're not bold enough to understand where this is coming from. Politics. Now, I am not probably going to be able to make any impact in convincing people of how important politics is. And you don't necessarily have to be part of any political party before you have interest in the characters who are pushing and the system that is enabling them as well. Because it puts everybody in danger. The system that keeps producing criminals who are supposed to be in jail. Public office is like giving something to you in trust. Do you understand? It's like somebody say, take this 100 million naira. I'll call you next week. And then you don't hear from them a week, 2 weeks, a month, a year, 2 years, 5 years. And you're still keeping the 100 million naira. And then something tells you maybe the person is even dead. Do you get it now? And you started squandering the money because in your mind, you believe that, you never got back to me. But you know it's not yours. Now, take that to lower it a bit and say, somebody gives you money and say, I'll come back next week. Okay, help me keep this money. And somehow your mind says, what if he doesn't come back? What if he's testing you? You know what? Let me start spending. Let me take 20 million, 30 million. That's exactly similar to what the criminal politicians are doing. You see, it's like putting your life, your own sovereignty, because you have the right to life, you have the right to liberty, freedom. You have the right to defend yourself. All these rights in a government, in a country, especially in Nigeria, you have submitted them solely to these guys to protect these rights for you, that you don't need to defend yourself. Do you get that now? You don't need to start fighting for freedom again because you're free, because they are protected. In that constitution, you are protected by that, right? So you hand over all this right to this guy. You even hand over the right for them to determine the kind of economy that you deserve. So they have to sit down and say, okay, you know what? Our economy will be this, or it will be that. Here you get. And they can gauge who and who will be the victims in the long run. So you gave them all this liberty. You gave them to criminals who don't really give a damn about all of this for you. And the moment you begin to grumble that they are not doing what they should be doing, then they automatically turn it into trying to silence you, jail you, make your speech a crime, like criminalize your speech, your complaint, your lamentation. Do you see? It all starts from the process that produces criminals, that formed political parties, that formed government, that make policies that affect lives. Today you have over 10 million Nigerians who are internally displaced. Nigeria is not at war. Criminals in power and their policies. Over 10 million Nigerians. We have over 22 million school-age children roaming about the streets of Nigeria today. Over 22 million failed government policies. And the criminals care so much about the next election, and who gets what, and and if these ones are not getting what they want, they will be angry. Oh, the country needs to burn down. You know what I mean? If these ones get what they want, they will be singing the Eureka. Yes, the country is working, everybody is fine. And they are all in this chaos, in this entire chaos. The criminals are proud to have power. They are proud to have power. They are proud to be able to actually give power. Like, I'm a godfather. Now we decide what happened here. In the entire chaos, while their failure, the consequences of their misrule is right there on their faces, right? They will sometimes even come out to admit to their own failure. But not like admit in the sense that they are guilty and going to do something about it. No. They say it out just to make you feel better and say, no, we understand that you are struggling. But some things are getting better in some places. You say, which places? Give names. Criminals in power. So that is what will now take us to this APC. I don't have to tell you the history of APC, but today's APC is no longer the APC of Bukwari. You need to first accept that. I don't know if any of you have started noticing that. Not only that, they barely sing your national anthem in any official gathering, including your National Assembly, without them first singing on your mandate. They will stand. I don't know if you have also noticed that somehow, the broom in their logo is disappearing and is being replaced with Tinubu's cap. Again, you may not have noticed, but maybe you should start noticing. So what happened right now is that those who are the CPC of APC, which Bukwari, Malamu, and others like that belong to, they have been almost, I won't say completely, almost, right, removed from the APC, what do you call it, their leadership structure or power structure. Something that is also, triggering this coalition talk. Do you know that it is the northern Nigeria, El-Rufai and others, Atiku and others, they are the brain behind coalition. And when you look at your circle, right, they are also almost from the same circle of those of, part of this their former APC, Ebekebe. Abi? Anyway, Gandollar, after 2023, when Gandollar was supposed to go to jail since 2019, but managed to get himself back with the help of the court, the status of assembly, he escaped jail. Then he tried to make somebody the governor of Kano, like everyone else, always do. So, but that didn't work out. So he encountered Kwakwanso. And Kwakwanso, if Kano State was a country, Kwakwanso can be their own, what is this guy, Cameroon guy name again? This Cameroon guy. It can be their life president, the way, he sort of controls that Kano politics and all that as their former governor. So Gandollar couldn't make his own chosen successor succeed him. So Kwakwanso overran them there. APC completely obliterated in Kano. And if you go check at their 2023 charade results declared by Yakubu, you will realize that it was Kano, despite that kind of a trouncing, right? It was actually Kano that Koolu seemed to get he got 500,000 there, I believe. So this Northwest, Kano, Sokoto, Kebbi, and few of these places. So they were the places where that rigging happened. So Gandollar was made chairman of APC, Egbekebe, after easing out Abdullahi. You remember Abdullahi Adamu? The one that was behind Robert Stamplawan, your former Senate president. So he was touted to be Bukwari's chosen candidate for APC before Tinubu kind of maneuvered them. So Abdullahi was eased out for Gandollar. And since then, Gandollar has more or less proven to be a useful tool in the toolbox of Koolu in the north. But it seemed to have also misfired at some point. Here is something that people have observed. And in fact, this is why you are hearing this or watching this on Maiyegun, so that you probably, we probably have some section of these viewers who are also thinking along this line based on the available pieces of info new. Sure you get. So, this shittyman that they used as a Muslim partner to Koolu, at the time, it was to placate the core terrorist, Islamic terrorist sympathizers of the North. Basically that. For electoral, what have you, shittyman came back to be no real value electorally. So since they have already pressed it on that for Tinubu to have a chance with them, Tinubu must choose a Muslim. So the rumor that they are hearing that they want to replace shittyman with a Christian or with a Muslim became so real that most of those who have been ignoring what they called, the downgrading of shittyman, because this is not what they expected. Now, let me digress a bit. When we were putting all of their nonsense together in 2023, it was basically for power. The permutation then was that they could sway the Islamic Sharia North. That means these are 7 or so states. and ensure that if that place is made kind of like, impossible for any other political party or any other candidate to, to be present, right? Then there will be a fertile ground for them to load the election. And they did. But unfortunately, it didn't work out so much in the Northeast. Shittyman struggled. In all of their permutation, they struggled to win Borono. Atiku was like clearing all those area. So to them, it was like, now that Tinubu has the power, you get. So they would have to let Shittyman go. So those who are like, because of Shittyman, they supported this Muslim ticket that time. Some of them are presently in the north, though, from what we are hearing, again, it doesn't matter whether rightly or wrongly, the way you probably want to see the whole thing. I'm just talking about the level of sort of like a treasury, desperation as attached, and what people can do just to get power, and what they will do as well to retain that power, morally or whatever, it doesn't matter. Okay? So those of them who supported their Muslim ticket, if you are from northern part of Nigeria and you are a Christian, Shebi, you saw what Tinubu and his gang did with the obedient in Lagos. Abi, you can't compare it to what this Islamist did to the Christians in the core northern part of Nigeria. Christian communities and all that. It was like war. Do you know when you get threatened that we know that you people are never going to, you get, it is either APC or nobody. It was a real campaign there. I'm talking about life and death campaign, that people were actually killed. But it didn't make it so much to the media like others. So when they now got that power, Shittyman became worse than a spare tire. Do you understand? And they thought Shittyman would be a very powerful vice president to a sick Tinubu. But now that shock of that seeing him as almost non-existent, and if you see him anywhere, he's either visiting for condolences or he's representing somewhere where he's going to be, reading his Wikipedia copied speeches to sound like Maiduguri Elon Musk, right? So now hearing that Tinubu want to replace him, so that automatically sort of riled the base suddenly. And what really got them more mad was that those who are pushing that in northern Nigeria said there is a plot that Gandollar will be replacing Shittyman. Gandollar is even older than Tinubu. How many of you even know that? I mean, like, on paper. Tinubu is 74 on paper, right? Gandollar is about 79, I'll be 78. But it sold well that they started a campaign. And now here is another one. Since last year, everywhere you go, in most of these APC, states, Abuja, right? And Abuja as well, you will see Tinubu's posters everywhere, 2027. Why is it starting? Why 2027 is still far now? Why are you like putting it out there? You are the one in government, you get. I mean, you probably don't even need a campaign. If you are doing well, you probably don't really need much campaign. But everybody believes that because Tinubu didn't really win any election. Do you understand? He has been battling legitimacy for a while. Do you get? So this, in their squad, everywhere, every one of them goes, they always talk about Tinubu in 2027. Say this 2027. So it's like within their camp, they are indeed actually worried, despite having what everybody believes that they have everything to do and undo. So within their space, maybe this conversation about replacing Shittyman, don't think it is just talk. No, it's not. It's actually serious. But here is what I figured. They are talking it, they are discussing it. You get, but they didn't expect anybody to actually go out there and begin to act in a way that it will give up this plan. Because, like I said, this was ongoing. This Gandollar started this endorsement madness. He actually started it. Okay? Everywhere they will call the Northern Governors Forum. The northern part of Nigeria that is facing serious security challenges, middle belt of Nigeria, they added them to the north. In total, there are 19 states from northern Nigeria. That's how they kind of describe, because they have Northern Governors Forum. All the governors from this middle belt of Nigeria, from Plateau State to Taraba, to Benue, to Kogi, to Kwara, to Niger, all of them, they will attend Northern Governors Forum meeting. Guess what they are doing there? They are there to give vote of confidence and endorsement for Tinubu. They will sit down in the face of this wahala, apart from the economic part of it, like this evident insecurity. So they will still gather to endorse it. So they started noticing a pattern. I'm talking about the shittyman's people. Started noticing a pattern that Kano, they are these guys who are endorsing Tinubu. They are not saying Tinubu shittyman. And that led to what happened in Gombe a few weeks back, where they almost lynched shittyman. So like I said, here is what I now figured. It was at that point that Tinubu felt like, it's like this push in the northern Nigeria is not, I don't think it's working. Because immediately Tinubu left Nasarawa, that is so close to Abuja. Young people were on the street, destroying all of his banners, all these posters, everything about him, destroying them. You get that? So maybe this Gandollar, who let the cat out of the bag early, has already riled a base against Tinubu, that if tomorrow they dropped a shittyman, it will just be like, oh yeah, now let's see how he's going to do it, kind of. So Gandollar had to go. Another person had to come in, but there is also another angle to it. They said he's bringing Kwakwanso. Now, Kwakwanso had been a floating politician for a while. He overrated himself in 2023 until after. But eventually, he was member of PDP, APC, before he started his own party, AMPP, which now governs Kano. So there is this part that they want to bring him in on board for Tinubu, so that maybe he can help them rally the north. Again, if this later come back to be true, a lot of people are already decamping to Tinubu's camp. This is not a show of strength or acceptability. It is actually a show of, fear. And it's okay. Like, there's nothing wrong in anybody being afraid. Because the battle is about power, even when you have all the levers. But the thing is, if letting Gandollar go as chairman, so somebody else would be there, they could bring Kwakwanso up. If that is true, could that then mean it's a condition that Kwakwanso gave him? What else is Tinubu promising a man that could only win a state in the entire northern Nigeria, and that state is Kano? No other states that they will say, his influence entered this. Even Peter Obi that joined them in the last minute, right? He was able to kind of like win more than 13. Peter Obi actually won more than 15 states in Nigeria, and that's your charade. And he got it more than 25% in more than another 20 states, and that's a fact. Well, I don't think he's got enough to have that to thought that they say 24 in Abuja. But Peter Obi that won over 13 states, like they declared him 113, compared to this guy in the presidential election, So is that not like buying a low quality tired striker for a battle that seemed to be, it will be a symbolic one, so to say, right? So here was Gandollar handing over to his vice chairman from the north.
Do solemnly affirm that I will be faithful, and bear true allegiance, to the All Progressive Congress APC, and that I will preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the All Progressive Congress APC, and the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So help me God.
Glory. Deputy National Chairman of APC.
Right. So it was like a shock, but not too much of a shock for some, because Gandollar was still acting out there, even yesterday, singing the praises of Koolu. And Koolu is the dawn. It's just one single thing. You know what? I needed to go and step down, get somebody else on. Here you get. So, and some are saying, here is another thing that I heard though. Like I said, none of this has been established as facts, but they are pieces of info and happenings, events, even what they said that have been quoted. Putting all these pieces together could give you an idea of how other people arrived at what they are projecting to, that within their circle, as much as they have been very, very good in managing it, right? There is so much distrust, kind of like a fear of betrayers, and so many other things within their circle that they are more like paranoid in clearing and cleaning the house in order for Tinubu not to be disgraced in 2027. So they said Gandollar is believed to be among those they believe are working on this coalition thing in the northern part of Nigeria. And you know something, right? Koolu being the one in charge of the contraption right now is going to have access to a lot of information, but you just don't know if they will let him have access to them per se. But he's got like the resources to know what's going on. So in this case, this coalition talk around Tinubu is actually a big concern. And when I say a big concern, is because those who were like a supposed ally in northern part of Nigeria, majority of them are still around, but they are around because of what they stand to benefit or what they are currently benefiting. And Tinubu is somebody that believes that whatever money cannot do, the more money will do it. And he is very right. With the level of, the characters you see today as your elite, the political elite and the rest of them, and the economic situation of that contraption right now, Baba, you can't beat your chest for anybody and say, I can trust that person, he get integrity. Don't do it. And I'm serious, don't do it. So Tinubu knows that. If 5 of us says, hey, once you get here now, I'm going to tell him the truth. I'm going to tell him to go to hell. Here you get, and it's a plan. But you'll be shocked that out of 5 of you, you may be the only person who is actually serious. So the next thing may be the same people that you are planning with. They will tell you that you are too emotional. You don't understand the thing. Some will even come to you and say they were supporting the idea then because they didn't know what they know now. So Tinubu knows how to get to people that way. That those you think have moral, whatever, right? Boom, they will be gone. And he believes in that. So right now, that may be a concern. A concern that they believe that we need to begin to re-strategize. We need to know those who are with us because it is a game of treasure. So those of them who are from northern part of Nigeria, to Tinubu, those ones who are complaining, who have complained openly, right? They've reached out to some. It's like they felt abandoned. Tinubu didn't give them money, so they had to go and see them. Those who complained privately, they have invited them to Aso Rock, and they've changed their mouth. So Tinubu is buying everybody. Everyone is buyable, but is that enough? Can they be trusted if we are hearing that so and so, they met in Casino, they met in Kano, they also met in, why are they meeting? Do you understand? Like, Mr. Strategist, enough to feel like, can I even trust this and that they won't sabotage me? But it is politics, don't get me wrong, but people have the right to also react sometimes, like this. Because eventually, when they come out to deny something, for instance, Gandollar says he is resigning because of health reason. But that's not the reason why. It is not. So eventually this is also going to play out. Yesterday, we saw Wiki and Fubara, who came out to say they have now settled and all of that. So today, Wiki and Fubara were also seen at Wiki's uncle's burial party or something. But that is not even the point. You need to look at Fubara and see, your governor, does this one look like governor of a state? Well, you be the judge. They went for burial of Wiki's uncle somewhere in River State yesterday. So, there is more. Hang on. This one. Don't die in their war. Those are the characters as your public representative. So I've already seen people who are saying that, this is nice. This is what we want. It's better like this now. Very better like that too, right? Isaac Fayoshi probably feels different or otherwise.
They don't come out fool for Fubara name. The fool, the FU way they there, they don't come out and they don't replace her with Onibara. Onibara. How can they say the condition to reinstate Fubara? It is palace coup, political coup. They come out the fool, they give them Bara alone. Onibara. That means say if he contest for second term, they deprive him of saying he wants to contest again. The second condition be say him go pay all the lawmakers wey don abuse am, pay them their money, which is okay. The third one be say na Wike go select all the local government chairmen. He no get input. He should just sit down there as governor. They use convoy. I'm sure the work wey go dey go on for there sef na from Abuja approval go dey come. Wetin remain for governor na just making the waka, even though red and green pen dey in pockets. But they can't be like normal ink wey no get power. Fubara, I'm happy for you. Say you don't settle with your godfather or godfathers or wetin we go call am. But this one na palace school and they call am. Then comot the fool from his name, Fubara. They can't give am bara, onibara, like person wey dey beg. Shall put me back. What a country. Anyway, congratulations, Fubara. We dey wait, make them install you back. This one, na political alagbada coup. Fuba.
So if you don't, give me a sec. The African Wahala, what is that? The African Wahala is with us. So everybody say hello. Anyway, that was Isaac Fayoshe talking about Fubaras, Alagbi and Onibara. Somebody who said his spirits had left State House. Who told you I even want to go back there? How do you even know I want to go back there? How do you know that I want to? But right now, it's obvious he's always wanted to go back. Yeah, we're going to get to that one. Oloyede David, you would have a chance to possibly say something on that. Okay, I'm coming back to that of the coalition, Tinubu and others. I just want to give you this extra. And then the line is opened. Use it, okay? Few days ago, Peter Obi was in the news, and it was because his own brother's property was demolished by a lady who claimed that the land belonged to her. And that brought so many, controversial reactions here and there. And this is my own update from that spot where they demolished that property. It is said the fencing, a few other things are now being put up. By who? I don't know. Maybe the person who demolished the place.
What you regret and see? What's your mind, Jay?
Anyway, I'm coming back to possibly open the line. I don't know if it's just me. Do you feel like the clip is kind of like freezing or something? Please help me. I want to know if it's okay or I should do something before we continue. Please let me know. All right. But if it's very okay for you, then it's fine by me then. So thank you very much for that. If you think it is very much okay, you're muted too. Right. So again, the conversation is this. I want us to, because we can't say we have all of the information. Do you get that now? Like, we don't have all the information. But with the piece of info we have and with what we know about these guys, of course, you can easily just make your own projection and say, like, one of us just said there that, Maiyegun, these guys don't have the pedigree of the kind of people that can, challenge Tinubu. That is the point. You see, I have done few pieces on this before, okay? I have said this with all honesty that knowing what we know about that Nigeria and these guys, all right? Tinubu, who now controls all the institutions, and knowing what we know, your 2027 election, or what do you want to, I call it charade. So 2027 charade is a foregone conclusion. In fact, I want to believe that, again, knowing what we know, and don't let us pretend about it. Oh, Tinubu is not popular. And if he's popular in your eyes, it is for wrong reason, not for electoral value reason. Forget it. But we have said it that Tinubu, with what we know in Nigeria, doesn't need anybody's vote per se. It just needs you to participate so that cameras, news, everybody can capture that people were voting. That's all they needed. And then the result will be announced. That's it. So the election, the charade is for him to lose. Like Igbere Jolantan. Despite all those things you call gang up and all of that stuff, if Igbere Jolantan was interested, then, like, I use the word interested. This one is not like he don't get choice. We go deal with him for your mind. Because it's not about Jonathan. It's about people around him. The power that you see around Tinubu is not about Tinubu. The people around him, the people that are wielding that power around him, those who are using that power around him, they are more dangerous, far, far dangerous than Tinubu. I don't care how dangerous the drug lord is. But you see those around him, those are the ones that will go ahead and do what they call doing what should be done. We need to do what should be done, including killing people just to keep that power. And they don't mind if they have to kill 10,000 or 100,000 to keep power. They will. I know that people believe that they could be overrun and the rest of that, of course. But I'm just saying, he has that, but it is also not that straightforward. Before you can say, I want to wield this power because I have it, you are still going to need what I believe the kind of like a structural agreement. When I say structural, this the criminal structure of that place, right? Where those who could foment trouble, those who could challenge and make the entire place collapse within a day or two, how to bring them on board, give them what they want, including those ones who are supporting, who are the sponsor of terrorism in Nigeria. I'm using all of this as all pieces of information that's already out there, that if you put them together, there are some certain things that you'll be like, can be done, but they are not just as straightforward as that. So that's why you will see Tinubu go to the remotest of the remotest part of the contraption to go and meet some certain people. It is not because they have any electoral anything. No, it is because if for any reason they are on the other side, right, and not on his side, he himself and his team can get overwhelmed and they would have to run out of town. Shit happens. So if Tinubu and his gang 100% believes that those who are parading themselves as opposition that want to form coalition, they are just like wasting their time. You shouldn't believe that, because that is not what we are witnessing. Do you know what we are witnessing? We are witnessing a system that people who are around Tinubu are telling other criminals in the contraption, the governors, the rest of them, and say, Tinubu is going to rig 2027 elections. Nobody can challenge him. And we are going to sit. We would have to come for states. We would have to come for this or that. And because it is a criminal enterprise, who themselves knows that no be election will not have for Nigeria. What you have in Nigeria is let the best rigger win. So they automatically just say, you know what? It makes it less, less troublesome. So let's just go and join Tinubu. And they continue to still kind of like trying to get a hold of who they can. So if you think those who are currently showing up, talking about this, they don't have the pedigree to challenge Tinubu, you are right. But at the same time, it is not that straightforward for even Tinubu himself to say, you get what I mean? Anyway, I'll leave the line open. Give me a sec. Should be now. I'll leave it open, and I leave it open rather, and then you can possibly tell us what you think. Saying that, right? Those who can actually trigger, you see, one of the things that will make Tinubu pay anybody to make sure that they are on his side is the fact that, like I said, you have to, before you can rig anywhere, you need the support of the people in that place. And maybe not the people, but some certain interest, the way Nigeria is, you get. So you'd have to seek their consent before you can. And in this case, if those who are going to rig for Tinubu in northern part of Nigeria do not have conducive environment, Yakubu is not just going to announce, you don't get. Yakubu is not just going to announce. They won't say Tinubu is trounced in Kano, and Yakubu is going to announce that Tinubu won Kano. You know what that means? So they need some certain interest group in Kano to be on the side of Tinubu, who are not only going to make sure that there is any kind of like margin to expose any form of a rigging for him. And whoever wants to kind of foment any form, push anything, they will be the one to suppress it, not Tinubu. But when they are not on his side, that is a double problem. And if that happens in some of this core north, as is got nothing in the south, southeast, south, Abi, don't let anybody deceive you. Even if they try to kind of write the result, it's still not going to be enough to make Tinubu in that sense. So, what about the middle belt? Now, when you begin to look at that, you realize that if some certain places do not actually want him as much, many people don't, right? And this vested interest don't want him as well. That's when you get to see, riots, killings, this, that, And for me, by the way, in all of this, if I see a punter that says, I'm putting 100 pounds or I'm putting 100,000 naira, right? That when APC Ebekebe implodes, it will take Nigeria down with them. You get what I mean? If before your 2027, and the way the whole thing is kind of cooking, especially up north, with what you have down south as well, because Tinubu doesn't really have south on the lockdown for himself. The only thing is if, for any reason, Peter Obi did not run, for any reason, that may probably make it easier for Tinubu to cook his figure in the south. and call the bluff of the North. But if Obi should go and say in the contest, Wala ti 1 year, and I'm talking about real Wala for Tinubu. So at that point, he needs his friends in the North to help him cook the figure. And Lagos, this time, they will make sure that their vote from Lagos will be like maybe 3 million for Tinubu, kind of. Here you get. So in all of this, I feel like it's toast too. So I want him to now pull that weight. You know, that weight that will make it more like, you see, when I don't see, I mean, they see the results. As they announce the results, you don't win this. And then the people from these places will be like, no, that's not the real result. And then boom, I say you pay me 100 million naira when the implosion of APC happens. Any punter that can take that, I'll give him. In Nigeria, it's still years ahead, or years away. So take 100,000. Before 2027, the implosion of APC, Egbekebe will be so ripe, then Tinubu will rig himself. Me, I'm saying it to you right now. He will rig himself. It will be so obvious. Yeah? Because Tinubu's style, the way he did in Lagos, I'll give you an idea. If he can't trust his circle, if you can't trust you in his circle, they get rid of you. Use any excuse and get rid of you. Right? And when it is like a year before the election year, suddenly you'll be seeing palliative. I use palliative now. You'll be seeing palliative here and there, including lawmakers. They will give them money to go back to their people and give them food. You know, that time when they were sharing rice. So he will use all these guys, state governors, lawmakers, the rest of them. They will give them so much money. They will say they should go and buy you food. Food is everywhere now, you know, that kind of a thing. Hoping that will ease whatever hardship you have been facing. So even when they start, the rigging, they can even go as far as reducing the price of petrol. That's this Tinubu. Yeah, they can go ahead and reduce it. They can reduce your price of petroleum down to maybe 600 or 700. Like, it will be so obvious that this desperation is now about the validation, so that once you participate in the charade, that's all they need. They can announce any results. Here you go. So Tinubu is going to rig himself in. Tinubu's popularity in Nigeria is tanked. It was never popular to win any election. He never won one. But today is today is the president of that contraption. So majority believes that it doesn't even need popularity. It doesn't need. But it does. It does need that. Because he needs that for his validation of any rigging. So if he can come and announce himself that Tinubu scored 45 million votes. So what's going to be your reaction? You'll be asking, where are the 45 million people that they announced for Koolu? He's going to rig it. So don't say because people don't have pedigree in that sense, right? What people don't have is that they don't have any free and fair playing field, and they won't have it. I was speaking to my uncle in the US this morning, Taboo, and we're talking about the clout that Tinubu currently controls, starting with the INEC. He appoints the INEC. He will appoint all the INEC state commissioners. Those ones that are there right now, they are 95% APC card carrying member. You see, people need to pay attention to these things. So I'm not disputing the fact that he won't rig the election, because the rigging starts from the planning totally. That's where it starts from. When you appoint card carrying member of APC, Egbekebe to be electoral returning officers. I'll be returning electoral officers. So what are you playing at? So what I'm kind of like banking on this side is that this so much influence and power ascribed to Tinubu and his gang is also going to be their doom. But it all depends on how they handle it, because all these past criminals who are coming together to form a coalition to fight the current criminals, right? All they need is just the sentiment of the people, and then position themselves as the alternative. Now, it's up to you. They don't even have to really do anything. They just need to organize themselves, put themselves together and say, yeah, choose between the two. And you see, for those ones in the opposition who are forming coalition, when they finally get one, because it's going to happen. I never probably believed it was serious, but with what I also know now, it's actually very serious. Now, you're going to be hearing more of that before the end of the year. And I'm talking about, okay, maybe I should leave it like that, but it's actually very serious. So if these ones want to finish work, they can go make this Obi their candidate in this sense, right? Then you probably would know that it is not that straightforward, okay, to wield that power. But I still want him to. So if they position themselves and people begin to have to choose between these two group of criminals, you either choose these ones who have contributed to the destruction of your country, and to the ones who are doing it right now, then you have to choose and say, okay, which one should we go for? Or we'll continue with Tinubu, and we'll go for these freshly rehabilitated criminals. So the choice, so Nigerians have no real choice. That's what will take us back to where I started from, politics. You see, criminals form political parties. People, unpatriotic people, form political parties. They present their fellow unpatriotic people, criminals, for political offices. They presented them to you. And it is only through them you can select anybody. You can't choose outside that cycle. You can't. And not only that, it has been so programmed and conditioned in a way that those ones who have now gained access to government have stolen so much that they have made themselves an hegemony. They've made themselves so big that they are considering themselves even bigger than the country. To the point that they will tell you that if I sneeze like this, Nigeria will catch cold. Really? Or because you got a political office for a certain time, you wielded executive power. Suddenly, if you sneeze, the country must catch cold. Kind of people, criminals, unpatriotic criminals. So you have to be interested in politics, and people like us who believe that we need to start afresh. We also have our reasons. You cannot fix a system that you did not create. Don't even try. How do you fix a system that you didn't create, a system put in place to rob you? And suddenly you have this fixed idea to fix something that was put together to enslave you, impoverish you. So all you have to do is just burn it. Yeah, burn it, starting with that fake constitution. Start afresh. Renegotiate this entire space and say, okay, yeah, you know what? Do we still want to be in this contraption or not? My choice. But I don't have that kind of political influence or even the street influence. But I am going to have that someday, maybe soon. Because something has to happen. Apart from that, everybody would have to be at the mercy of these guys, because they are the ones produced by the system for you to choose from. Get that? So it's going to be on the people. So I don't know how you are feeling about it. If you are among those who knows these criminals who destroyed the contraption, and somehow, you wish that they have been, because if Nigeria was working, most of those guys who are parading themselves as with Tinubu, even Tinubu himself, and those who want to challenge Tinubu, 90% of them probably won't be your body because they will be in jail. A lot of you Gen Z will probably never grow up to know them as influential people, but except when you read old newspapers, old online stories. But they keep recycling themselves and positioning themselves. So you have to, your Peter Obi eventually would have to mix up with these rogues as well. And you would have to call them your leaders. I said that same thing to this APC, Ebekebe clowns in 2014. When they were all screaming PDP bad, PDP criminals, PDP this, PDP that. All PDP leaders must go to jail. Or these PDP leaders, PDP. You remember that time? Then they started forming this their merger. Then suddenly PDP leaders that were bad, PDP criminals, they automatically turned to APC leaders. And surprisingly, this was years ago, 11 years ago. This same APC, Ebekebe at the time told me that there is no permanent friend or permanent enemy in politics, but permanent interest. Then I asked, hello, whose interest go? These people are representing then. Because you said there is no permanent friend, there is no permanent enemy, only permanent interest. Could you please tell us the permanent interest of these rogues for 6 decades? 60 years. They couldn't tell me. Maybe you can. The African Wahala. Prince Adewale.
Yes, sir, my general.
How are you this morning, Baba?
I am doing very well. I'm good.
Brilliant.
I'm good, but it's unfortunate where we come from is not good, but we're observing. I was just calling in to encourage people because nobody was calling in. So I was thinking maybe the line wasn't working and I should give it a try.
I don't know. People, it's like sometimes people just like listening to me. They just sit down there. I don't know how people sit, all right? I don't know. Like, how do you listen to Maiyegun? Do you just sit down at the couch and you just close your eyes and be hearing his voice? Or do you feel like you stay gazing at the screen, like, how? I do imagine that though. But yeah, people.
Me, I listen on my phone most of the time. Yeah, most of the time, I listen on my phone. Sometimes I use my computer while I'm using my phone for something else. But yeah, it'll be nice to hear people's opinions and analysis on, the trajectory of Nigeria.
Political conversation, right? The intention is to get you interested. Yes. And I'm happy today that a lot of people are now, the normal thing of our people is that we just generally agree that, these people are too corrupt, and that's it. Nobody really wants to understand how they are Olori Bruku, how they are corrupt. What is the level of the corruption? How does that corruption affect you? Why should you pay attention? You can't just look at the headline and say, Olori Bruku, these people are just going to, God go punish them. You move on. So you need to be interested. You need to have a conversation around it and, possibly be curious. That's the point. Be curious.
Yeah.
You don't have to join a political party before you show interest in politics because our lives depend on it all.
You think they affect us, like
everyone
we don't even get choice. We are a victim. We're a victim of the situation. So we can only turn our backs for so long. At the end of the day, we still have to face it. Eventually. We have to face the consequences too. And me, I just wanted to advise my young Nigerian youths, don't be like us. Our own generation is already conquered. The Gen Zs, learn from what they are doing. I don't know if Gen Zs listen to Maiyegun's Diary Political, but we would have some at least. Listen to what they are doing in Togo. Listen to what the Kenyan Gen Zs are doing. That's the only way. In my own opinion, I know other people might disagree. I have these conversations with, especially the AAC members, the Showore people. I have a lot of conversations with them. And they, I don't want to be the guy that douses their enthusiasm about 2027. Because I tell them that, listen, 2027 is gone. It's going to be reached. Absolutely. But they tell me that, oh, no, you just have to, you can't just let it be rigged. You have to participate. They make some sense, to be honest. I'm not saying I'm smarter than them, but I'm just being realistic. In my own opinion, the only way to get rid of these criminals is to do what they are doing in Togo and to do what they are doing in Kenya. That's it. But it's unfortunate that most of our Nigerian youths, even the millennials, even the ones above the millennials, the ones in their 50s, many of them, they spend most of their time talking about Chelsea, Manchester United, Arsenal, Burna Boy, Wizkid's Bugatti. Davido is the richest in Africa. See, listen, the Nigerian youths, you've lost your authority to ever coach any other African youth.
Honestly.
You've lost your status as the giant of Africa. You are nobodies. You have become a conquered people. We're all conquered, not just you. So for you to reinstate your integrity and your dignity, you need to implement what they are doing in Togo. Togo, for 58 years, they've had the Yansigbe's destroying their country.
You know?
And we all made fun of them. We made fun of them. We're like, oh, those poor African countries, they are so poor.
Those countries where their
back.
leaders have been there for years and all of that. But you, maybe say your own leaders have not been there for years. Baba, look at my people.
Togo still get hope for us now. As messed up as Togo is, they are not as hopeless as Nigeria. Nigeria is completely hopeless. And the only way Nigeria can maybe restore some dignity is for the people to rise up against the government and completely topple everything, chase them away. That's it. That's the only way out, in my own opinion. I don't know any other way out. Maybe when the people eventually rise up, what happened is NSAS, if that could have been sustained and it kept on growing and growing, yes, people would lose their lives, unfortunately, because you think about it, the police, the soldiers that killed the people for protesting for a better country, they are also victims of the country. That psychology is the worst. It's something I can never understand. You are a victim of a country. This country has made you poor. After you kill people because you're protecting the corrupt politicians, you go back to your barracks that looks like hellfire. Your barracks is stinking. You are poverty-stricken, but you're protecting corrupt politicians that made you poverty-stricken.
When you get injured as well, you still have to possibly treat yourself.
You come on Facebook, you come on Facebook and TikTok and be begging, hey, come and donate money. The Boko Haram shot me. Look at my legs, they've amputated my leg. Come on. That's Nigeria. And you're I don't see. Maiyegun, Nigeria is crazy, bro. Nigeria is insane. I'm telling you. I just wanted to call in to encourage people
we need to keep our people abreast of all these happenings. Okay. Because somehow, like people have acknowledged on this platform many times, it has helped them to actually be able to understand and process some of the things about this contraption that they've been unable to understand why. Now, what is now next is, what are we doing about it? What are you willing to do about it? What are you going to do about it? That's the stage that we're getting to right now. And it took us a while to be able to get a lot of people to understand how messed up things are. Well, I don't think it's going to take us the same time to get people to understand that action has to be taken, like beyond talk. We'll get there.
Yeah, we will. You know, that question that you asked, I want to take it as a personal challenge for myself. What am I willing to do about this evil contraption?
It's a rhetorical question, okay? I'm not expecting anybody to say it. You just sit down and be like, wow, what am I willing to do if I have to do something? How far can I go? What can I really do if you know what I mean? It's something that people need to reflect on and say, you know what I mean? Like,
ask themselves,
what can you really do? Because protests won't do it. Elections won't do it. So what are the options?
I have an answer. I have an answer for myself, for my own self. You see, for me, because I don't plan to go to Nigeria, I am avoiding Nigeria like a curse. The country is horrible. I don't want to go there. Now, what I am willing to do is I will never lower my guard. I will never be deceived that a coalition of criminals are coming to save Nigeria. And I will never, ever be deceived that anybody is coming to save Nigeria. That is what I'm willing to do for myself. And with that mentality, I will have a more realistic approach about Nigeria and my expectations. And I will know how to motivate people that don't have a choice but to be there. I would inspire you. For example, we saw that young man the other day on your show. He was scooping gasoline. This guy was scooping fuel. An interviewer asked him, hey, guy, how far now? Oh boy, you go die, yo. If person lighter, everybody here go roast. So the guy said, all die and I die. All die and I die. So those kind of people, I'll just simply tell them that since all die and I die,
Don't just die for fun.
Go face the government. Go government house. Since all die and I die. Go face government house. If they kill you, at least you go make statements say, these criminals will reject you. Like that woman in Kogi State, like 3 years ago, she was at the government house in this criminal, Yaya
was passing.
Yes. That takes a lot of courage in a contraption like Nigeria, where the poverty-stricken soldiers are ready to kill you, right? But she went there and she faced them and she told them, Yaya Bello is a criminal. I don't care. Kill me. Yaya Bello, he hasn't paid my salary for 11 months. Yaya Bello is a criminal. So do that. And if you get killed in the process of that, it's more dignifying than for you to get roasted while scooping gasoline. But yeah, thank you so much, Maiyegun General. That's my contribution for today.
God bless you, brother. Thanks so much for calling in, okay? Enjoy the rest of the morning
and
the weekend.
And you too, bro.
Thanks, man. So that's the African Wahala all the way from Canada. So I think we have another call. Oh, lost him. Yeah, the line works, okay? When we have our brunch time is just to have this serious conversation on serious topics that could help educate the minds of, the bystanders, people who need to know. This is no longer just like hearing about what is happening alone. No. You have to know what is happening. And after knowing what is happening, what are you doing about it, or what are you going to do about it? Me as a person, right? Once I hear bars, anything close to what you had during the NSAS, I'll be on the next flight. I've told myself that. And it must be not for this to save this contraption. Okay, around that time, it is the process of us having to say, are we still going to be interested in this contraption or not? You may see me in Nigeria then. Promise. Hello.
Hello, Maiyegun.
Is that the emoji?
Good afternoon. Emoji. Good morning from here.
Good morning to you, Baba. How are you?
Fine. Maiyegun, like African Wahala just said, we have been defeated. I think it's time to, since few days now, I'm just watching your program. I started following you since 2012 or 2014, 13, if I can remember. And if you go back to all your thousands and thousands of videos, you will see it's almost the same story every 24 hours. Okay. Sometimes I begin to pity you or think about your mental psyche.
Thank you.
The way you used to process all these things that you every day you wake up, you search for information, you analyze it, and you dish it out, and just made it a little bit. Everybody will understand it. Even somebody telling something at you, everybody can understand. Even if you can't even hear the English, you will see the pictures, the videos. At least you see locations and you see what is going on. So check it out now. It's almost 10 years now or more, and we are still talking. And we are still talking about this thing. And the last one now, the one that broke the camel's back, is this Tinubu sword. We've never seen it before. I never see anything like this since I was little and begin to understand things about myself and my environment. I've never seen Nigeria government being so wicked, heartless to Nigerians. Even in 1984, when Buhari came in with Idiabo, Operation War Against Indiscipline, it wasn't like this. They flogged people on the street and people were not hungry. I saw one news this morning in Iran. They are saying they are buying a fuel 2 cents, 4 cents for 100 liters. I was like, are we not the same people? We have the same fuel, the same crude oil these people have, and they are still on war. And in Libya, the same thing. It's still there. But this squad now, after watching Fubara and Wike and Tinubu, what
characters.
they did in River State, I begin to reason with African Wahala that we have been defeated. I think we will change the course now towards our people to see if our people will understand what is going on. I will just tell everybody, if you can do it, any of your members of member of your families or friends, if they don't watch news, try and send them 500 naira, 1,000 naira. It's about $5 or $2.50 or €3 or £2. Send them to buy airtime, to watch what is going on. I think many Nigerians don't know what is going on in Nigeria. I don't know if because we have access to internet, we don't switch off. So like we are seeing all these things. And this thing is happening under their nose, and they are not seeing it. For example, now, just watch about this common sense. Tinubu went to Rivers, put up a state of emergency. All of a sudden, allegedly, from what I was seeing from the news, they said he asked Fubara, one of the terms of their condition to reconciliation, he asked Fubara not to contest 2027. You see, and Rivers people, when you go to their comment section and you will see them, they are still against Fubara, even though if they didn't bring Fubara normal, and Fubara has been with Wike, but are they not using their head like, this is my house? How can an outsider come and destroy my house when I have somebody that has veto power? They said we elected this person, that he's the one in charge of this house, and somebody else is now destroying the house. And my brother is helping a stranger to destroy my house, and I'm still fighting the person that who said that, okay, this person is the one that is in charge now. And somebody do this thing in Lagos. The Nigeria will end now.
It doesn't seem like the people matter. I mean, I covered it last night, and I've been covering it for a while. Yeah. I mean, all of us have been following this as well, emoji. So my own point is that it doesn't seem like the people actually matter, even though we have seen a lot of people. You see this woman, Ankyo Briggs, that woman, she's been very, very vocal. Now, all those who call themselves the elders from the river states, what they thought they were fighting to prevent, godfatherism, this and that, this guy walked back to them. And right now, where the Wike is, like where the Wike is looking at them as, look at all of you, nobody now on our boy this.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
So
like
that's why they told him he's not going to run again. Isn't it better not to put that spineless person like that back on to power? Like, don't you think it's a good thing?
If I were Fubara, or if Fubara doesn't have anything at the back of his mind that is corruption to go and pack his own money, I will save my face. I will leave that place because Fubara had made money.
Exactly, like
Fubara had made money.
Why would you want to go back in there?
Going there to bend down again, to dictate to you what to do and what not to do.
He even bent more now. Let me tell you some of the conditions, right? Right now, Fubara cannot sign any check that is above 100 million naira without notifying Wike. That's part of it.
That's what I'm saying.
He can't. The whole governor. His red and green pen now, they stay in his pocket or probably in his drawer now. All the local government appointments, local government chairmen, Wike will choose them. Fubara's cabinet.
What is he doing there?
Wike will choose them.
If not that he want to go and steal money, for me, I will leave because the money Fubara had now, Fubara cannot finish in the next 50 years. So what is he doing there if it's money? Okay, then now look at the people now. People are now looking at this. Last 3 weeks, over 200 souls, Maiyegun, were killed, and nobody. It's normal now. It's normal.
Do you know how many political meetings Tinubu don't call and attended since then? No sense.
It's normal. So that's why I said Now, everybody that is in diaspora or maybe that is well-to-do, please, let's help people that they are. Just buy them airtime, so they will be. These people now. Okay, look at my. I open internet. Somebody dedicated himself, sought out lab scientists to go and do like LFT, like liver functioning test in Enugu. And the guy now put up a write-up that the result is not officially out, but what the scientist is giving him now is like that is a problem. That means some percentage of people there now, their kidney has problem. So when you go to the comment section, Maiyegun, I nearly cried. Somebody put up that. Why? Hey, if person who go carry me go do this test self, and I don't even know my genotype. Why I go do this test? Somebody come to write who water see leg. Now I see Nigeria so now either na poverty or maybe ignorance or somebody don't know how that they cannot go and take his own. Okay, look at now. If you find out like 1% of kidney problem now, which you can spend like 100,000 or 200,000 and cure, than having it when it is complete damage. You pay millions and be making money in internet. So
remember, I said something.
Nigerians.
Yeah, I said something that these guys are not eroding the moral value as well as build intelligent generation. Okay, they are not only creating the poor generations, like more and more Nigerians are going to be born into poverty. That's not the only thing they are creating. Poverty, they are also creating generation of unintelligent Nigerians.
Unintelligent.
People who can't reason well. People who don't have any form of ability for critical thinking. Their mind is so shallow.
Like that in
so they don't have enough mind to challenge government now. People will not think.
Like that fuel. That guy that was cooking that fuel. Yep. Like what African. I saw that video too. I nearly cried. I said, this guy, so your life is more, that fuel, that diesel is more, even they are chasing them away, they are still, oh man, Maiyegun. People, let's help our people down there to buy airtime and watch news. Thank you so much.
God bless you for us, okay? Emoji, you have a very good one, sir. So let's take another one. Indeed, see, you can call in, okay? And listen, you don't really have to agree with everyone. I have encouraged the Ronukus, the Ronu Nazis, the Ronu bastards, the bastards, the Ronu, the Ronu thugs. I've asked you to call in as well, all right? Forget about the names you are being called. I will still kind of like treat you with respect. So if you think there's something that we are missing out on, and you would like to probably share that with us, you can pick, see, the number is like random. You can pick up and call, you know. I have not had any much of the Ronukus except for the repentant Buhari idiots, the Buhari ticks, or the Buhari idiots at the time. I've repented though, repentant Buhari idiots who called in and said, Maiyegun, I used to hate what you do, but now my eyes are cleared and all of that will be great. Welcome. Go and sin no more. Here is a caller. Hello.
The General.
Yes, sir. Is that Pulapenga?
Yes, sir.
You don't become allergic when you use Arabic screensaver. You wait till they call her like this. How will they call you allergic Pola?
By the grace of God, I pray to be allergic.
Oh yeah, okay. Oh, Amir Pulapenga. How are you guys, Dubai, Baba?
We thank God. We thank God. My wife is sending her regards.
I wanted to ask of her. I want to say, how is the missus? Madam.
She's fine.
Hello. Just say hello to her.
Hi. Hi, Maiyegun.
How are you, ma'am? How you doing?
Good evening, sir.
Oh, good evening.
How's everything, sir?
Yeah?
Yeah, nice from hearing from you.
It is a pleasure. Thank you so much for calling in. And well done as well, because I hope you are surviving.
Yes, sir. By His grace, we thank God.
Thank you, God. Nice one, though. So you take care of yourselves, okay? And yeah,
thank you, sir.
All the best.
Okay.
God bless you. Yes, ma'am. Alaji Polopenga.
Thank you very much, sir, for what you do. Thank you for what you do, sir.
Yes, sir.
I myself, my family, we never fail Maiyegun. Believe me. Maybe sometimes I will not be opportune to type, like to comment. But I never miss to watch Maiyegun General.
I know. I always see you, man. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, sir. You know what you are doing. I wish we have like 50 of you. Nigeria will not be like this today. I'm telling you. I keep on saying it. Believe me. And I wish Nigerians in the country, not Nigerians outside Nigeria. I wish Nigerians in the country is watching Maiyegun when you bring out this truth. Because you know that truth carries a lot of weight.
That's
truth
right.
has power. You can't suppress the truth. And what you do here, you are bringing out the truth, so nobody can suppress you.
No.
Believe me, because what you are doing here, I wish Nigerians can see it. What is happening in
It is
Kenya
not
now?
enough. It is not enough that we are all here. If it seems to be taking forever for the impact, but for consolation, right? Right? For consolation, people have told me that I may never ever know the impact this platform has had positively on a lot of people. I may never know. But it is because this is not for nothing. It is a means to an end. We want to see something different while we are still here, while we are still alive. And that is why sometimes it can be overwhelming when you feel like, is it even worth it? Should I even go back there this night? Kind of. Then you remember that, no, you have to, because there are souls that need to know, that needs to watch, that needs to see this. And somehow, you don't want to starve them.
Please keep it up, sir. Please.
I will.
Please.
I will.
Please, sir, keep it up. We are here. We will support you. We will share the program. We will share. We will like. We will comment.
And you have always been. Thank you, Baba.
Yes,
you want to say something to? Yeah, go on.
Yeah, let me just keep in one or two. You see, what happened? What happened to Peter Obi recently? I bet you, sir, Maiyegun General.
Yes, sir.
The governor of Lagos State is not aware of it. Yeah. This is from federal. I'm telling you. You remember the last time this guy came to Araizo and he said, whatever that comes to Obi should take it like that. Whatever it is. I'm telling you, they are trying to kill his spirit. They want to kill Obi's spirit. They want to frustrate Peter Obi, not Governor Sowunpe, point and kill. It is Koolu and his
Lagos State government has denied. They said they are not aware of the people that demolished the place. But how can you not be aware? Because demolition notice, even if you did, but they can't demolish any property in Lagos without I think they said they have to notify the general agency.
You see, I am telling you, because they know that coalition with Obi is useless. And I say it very loud. Amechi and Atiku, they will not even have up to 3 million votes. I'm telling you. Obedience alone. Obedient move. Try and check Tinubu and
so Polapenga, some people are saying that the coalition thing, thinking, right? It's not just about election votes. It is about holding the line in that crucial time when they will be announcing the results. Shall you get?
Yes.
There are some people that once they hold the line, if they say they are holding if they say they are holding northeast or northwest or north central of Nigeria, middle belt and northeast. So if Tinubu and his gang want to announce fake results, they are the ones that will make sure that never happens. That's what they are saying that Obi needs.
Exactly.
They need these guys to help hold the line.
They say that Obi is weak. Obi is not violent.
Right.
But people that support Obi, they are violent. Last time, it was Obi that calmed us down. Obi was the one that calmed us down. He said that we should not go and protest. But this time around, Obi himself is ready to leash out the tigers, lions on the.
You think so? Like you are obedient to, so I kind of understand where you're coming from as well, right? So
Obi is ready to.
You are convinced
the tiger and lions on the system. He's ready. This time around, if they try to rig Obi out, I'm telling you, Nigeria will collapse. That is where it will start. The revolution will start. Because I don't support one Nigeria. I don't want Nigeria, but instead of Koolu to be there, for the meantime, let
us put context. Polapenga, let's put context to what you just said now. All right.
Yes, sir.
If the rig will be out, Nigeria can't collapse. Now let's put context around that. Okay.
Yes,
because
yes, sir.
If he's part of their coalition, you have an impression that with the people who are going to be part of it, and Obi is made their presidential candidate, and then Tinubu leaves him, there will be consequences. Or even if Obi stays on his own, as is currently not being seen very much with this their coalition stuff per se, which gives some people impression that he may not even be part of it.
He has pulled out because Atiku wants to be the main man.
So who are those who are going to hold Tinubu responsible for rigging Obi out? The obedient. Is that your context? Is that your theory?
Baba, you see, for example, you see, what happened last election? It is very clear. It is very clear. Even the West, they know that it was rigged.
Yep.
But Peter Obi, out of his, based on the,
magnanimity,
in his own challenge, each time he goes to court, he always wins. So he was thinking that governorship election and the presidential election is the same. And he is dealing with Koolu, drug lord, a cartel man that knows how to play this game very well.
Right.
So Koolu don't hold the ground already. He don't hold ground before the election. He don't hold ground. He don't travel, meet people. And it's not about giving them cash. It is about agreement. Do for me, I do for you. This is still. So,
and it's still the same. Don't forget to. But what people are saying could challenge Koolu, Polapenga, what people believe can actually shake Koolu, that some don't believe is enough to get rid of him. But it is when all these guys come together and decide to pull their weight all together.
Yes.
So if we have if Obi had to do it alone,
yes, it will not work.
Right. So
it will not work.
You know what? The whole thing is still fluid. We are all playing with theories here. All right. We are just putting things together and say, okay, this or that, right? Let me take another call. Let's hear someone.
Let me just keep this last point.
Oh, okay. Go on quickly.
Yeah. You see when I think it was in Chatham House when they interviewed Koolu before the election, last year.
Just before the last election, yeah.
Yes, please. He was telling that Wale Idu and Littlefinger and one other man will answer the questions. I'm telling you, this policy that Koolu is putting on Nigerians, it is not his policy. It is IMF policy.
Agreed.
Yes. This is why he's trying to squeeze Nigerians so that he can be able to get more money from IMF.
That's right.
He doesn't care about the people. He doesn't
Absolutely.
care about
you are right also.
Yes. Thank you so much, sir.
God bless you.
Thank you for your time. God bless you.
Polapenga, Alaji. Emigrate the madam, okay? You have a very wonderful evening.
Yeah, I will.
Cheers,
Thank
man.
you, sir.
Yes, sir. So that's Polapenga, ladies and gentlemen. If you're still with us, remember, you can still like my broadcast and even subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Here is another caller. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Hello. Please, I would like to contribute. I don't know if this is a live program, so that I can just
everybody can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, but I'm just watching you on the this, and I can't hear you clearly. I can't hear. I can't.
You want to hear yourself like that? You will need to put that broadcast on, like mute it, too, if you want us to talk. But everybody can hear you.
Oh.
Yeah. Have you heard yourself now? You've heard your voice.
Okay. Maiyegun.
Yes, sir. Now you will need to now mute the broadcast so that we can talk.
First and foremost,
we'll be hearing ourselves from the background.
Appreciate your
thank you, sir.
Sagacity in the presentation of this program of yours.
Thank you very much.
Can you hear me?
Yes, all of us can hear you. You know, you and I are producing now. You were watching before, right? Everybody is now watching us. So you let us keep talking, okay? And maybe you can even, this time, right, you can check your screen and you see as the comments keeps dropping, okay? And you can know everybody's hearing you.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, Maiyegun,
yes, sir.
Maiyegun, well done for your job.
Thank you
but
so much.
I need to speak practically about the situation we find ourselves in Nigeria.
You have the floor.
People want change.
Yeah, go ahead. I can hear you.
Okay,
just
people want
keep going.
change. Especially Nigerians that are in diaspora. You don't have voter card. Some persons have not been to Nigeria for the past 10, 5, 8 years.
Yes.
You judge from what you hear or the social media thing that you see. Not until there is a total purge. There's a hygiene in our attitude. You understand me? The citizens as well as the leaders. Every person is involved in this unfortunate situation. You are in the Western world, I'm in the Western world.
That's right.
Right?
Yes, sir.
You understand what I'm saying? And you see how things are coordinated in the Western world. Nigerians are not patriotic to themselves. Nigerians are not patriotic to their country.
I said it. Remember what I said from the start, right? When I said,
until we change our mentality.
Go on.
Maiyegun,
yes, sir.
Who are the people coordinating or planning coalition? People who have plundered the economy of our country? Yes, sir. What has El-Rufai got to say to Nigerians?
That is new.
What other change or contribution is El-Rufai going to give to Nigeria? What change is Atiku going to bring to Nigeria?
Let me ask.
What change is Peter Obi going to bring to Nigeria?
A different one, yeah?
I want us to be very sincere and just listen to me so that you can see where I'm driving at.
Please.
These are persons who have been governors. These are persons who have been vice presidents. They have been given opportunity to contribute their quota to the development of this great country, Nigeria. What were they able to do when such opportunities were given to them? Nigeria started getting decayed from 1982. Before 1982, you can equate Nigerian naira to the British pounds.
I know.
What now happened? Persons have been given the opportunity to hold strategies in Nigeria. At the time they were given this opportunity to hold on to the economy to remain vibrant and effective, what role did they play to hold on to security and the well-being of Nigerian citizens? Rather, these persons were given opportunity to be at the corridors of power. They cut away with the Nigerian people's wealth. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
I am following you bumper to bumper right now. Wherever you are going, I'm following you. Go on.
Yes. I look at them and I begin to wonder, for God's sake, what will El-Rufai? What will Atiku? If they want a change, they must bring in people with credible and sterling qualities. Educated persons who know what governance is all about. In this 21st century, where education is solid, where education has given opportunity for
we are even talking about advanced education.
Bring half-baked individuals, persons who, because by opportunity of plundering the economy, right? They are now money bags, and they think they can just come and deceive Nigerian people. It will not work again. Maiyegun, you and so many other persons that are into public enlightenment has raised the political consciousness of Nigerians.
Amen. Because that's the purpose.
Are you getting me? So people can no more be deceived. Are you getting me? And I want you to understand one thing.
Yes, sir.
If some persons feel that they want to look at Nigerian leadership from regional perspective, they are making serious mistake. For God's sake, Peter Obi has been governor of Anambra State. And we sincerely say that Anambra State is transformed to the expectation of the people. Let's be very sincere.
A rhetorical question there, right? I mean, it should be a yes or no question, though.
He has been governor of a state. Did he transform Anambra State to a state where you say this is an enviable state, a state that will stand as a reference point to other states? The answer is no. Are you getting me?
I am with you.
We want to be very sincere. If you want to assess Peter Obi based on his role as a governor, what percentage will you give to him? What is the rate or the percentage of poverty level in Anambra State.
But could that also be simply because Nigeria is in a dire straits, whereby the standard has been so lowered that it has tanked, that the characters you now have right now, when you put them side by side with this Peter Obi, that makes him like one-eyed man in the land of the blind. Could you also reference that, like,
can I say something?
That factor? Yeah, go on.
Can I say something?
Please.
Yeah, can I say something?
Sure.
Maiyegun, if we really want to bring a change, we must be very objective with our analysis.
That's right.
And we must be bold to speak truth to power.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Are you getting what I'm saying?
I'm with you.
Let me just give an instance.
Sure.
People keep emphasizing and putting blame on politicians. Has Nigerians also set their searchlight to civil servants? Look, a senator can come, win his election for 4 years. After his tenure, he leaves. But that civil servant is still there because he has to serve for 35 years before retirement. Today in the Western world, the children, Nigerian children you see schooling abroad and their parents are back home, most of them are children of directors, children of PAMSEC, children. Are you getting what I'm saying?
I am following you.
Nobody will tell me. I will later, maybe in a different opportunity, I will personally call you and introduce myself, because I've held position before, and I'm telling you that when you win election,
the rot is deep.
The first person who introduced you into your office is the most highest ranking civil servant in that establishment. You don't know where files are kept.
No.
You don't know how the policies are being run in that establishment.
No.
You will go through induction and through some internal training, and that is when you know how files are being actioned. Are you getting me?
I am with you.
Now, as an elected officer, as a public elected officer, when let's even take, say, local government, for instance. When you come in, you have the head of service of a local government.
Oga.
The Oga, exactly, that is the right word. I'm happy you know it. Oga has head of departments, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, say you want to grade Maiyegun Street. You, as the executive chairman elected, you will action a memo to the Oga. Oga, please can you put up a bill of quantity, budget cost estimate for the grading of Maiyegun Street? To say, okay. He will action on that same document to the director of works of the local government. The director of works will action the head of civil engineering of that local government. Please prepare a cost estimate for the grading of Maiyegun Street. Maiyegun Street is about 10 feet and 10 kilometers, right?
That long.
When they go, with the head of civil engineering will be the one that will bring the cost estimate. Then his boss will now ask him, "Oh boy, how far? You put something for us there."
That's when the padding will begin.
He will not say, "Okay, make I go like waiting. I go put." He'll say, "Put something." They will put something. Then the director of works will now take it to his own boss, which is the Oga, right? And the Oga will now say, "Okay, so that grading, how much you will take?" He will tell him. He will say, "You put anything for the boys?" They will add to it, right? So 2 places have been padded. Then the head of service, Oga, will now take it to the executive chairman. And the executive chairman, right, will now say, "Okay, so is this the cost?" He will say, "Okay, that's the cost. Okay, let's go ahead to do this thing." It is the civil servant that will now say, "Oga, we could just do this work without nothing," because the man does not know whether they put something. Because the law does not give him, the executive chairman, the powers
to raise
to prepare this document. Because Nigerians should understand that we are only concentrating on one part without looking the other side. I want to open the minds of the thinking of Nigerians, right? Then they will not raise up the issue. Would you, we'll just do this job without so thing.
I think
to say, what will we do? He will now be the one that will say, we need to add something. They will be the one to initiate it. They will now send it back to that young man who is the professional, who will now use the professional terms to allocate this thing. Are you getting me?
I'm with you. And guess what? They are also the ones that will also help this same guy to move his own share too, without detection. We call them evil servants.
You understand me? So now, at the end of the day, even when this resources comes, 2 steps, these civil servants have gotten 2 additional padding without even the political head knowing.
I
don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
Because I've witnessed all these things you are saying in my own local government area, in Otogbolu local government. I witnessed it firsthand. I fought my own local government chairman.
I know Dobolu. One of your person was my colleague there.
I fought my own local government chairman, right? Simply because I said, I do party government. I know these shady things. And the civil servant, like you said, behind. I mean, if you want to understand the corruption of Nigeria, go to the local government level. Now, once you understand it,
so the way now you should understand. Therefore, there are 3 stratas of government: local, state, and federal. Are you getting me?
I'm with you.
Not until we check these things. What is the salary of a PAMSEC that he will send his child to abroad to school? Where does he get the money to pay this school fees?
Let me take one more before we.
Are you getting what I'm saying?
I'm with you.
What I'm saying is that Nigerians should be true to themselves. You understand me? Nigerians should be true to themselves. There was a situation where a guy did a school for a community, and one of the leaders now saw this guy who was in charge of, the government as at that time, and he now said, "You, I'm not happy with you." The guy now said, "Sir, why are you not happy with me?" And I said, you. I said, "Because of the respect I have for you, I constructed a new school for your community. I installed industrial borehole for your community, and I reticulated the water. You people used to go to the stream before, but right now I have done this so that I can make life meaningful to your people." Do you know what he said?
What?
He said, "Whether not school you go chop."
See?
Now school you go chop,
and that is so many. By the way, that particular mindset, is so wide.
Can I say something to you
quickly? Please.
Are you aware that Nigerians, 90% of Nigerians in the various rural area prefer the personal money that the chairman will be giving them as patronage than
there is no lie in what you said. There is no lie. They will tell you now, road will go chop.
So now our brothers who are in diaspora, we must change our perspective and be more realistic. We must develop a more realistic approach to this issue of change. The persons who are saying they want to form coalition against Tinubu, are they better than Tinubu? I want to ask a question.
Well,
how many presidents in Nigeria that have actually attended university, and that when you ask them, let them come and write an essay of 300 or 500 words?
Let me take one more. Let me take one more call before we go tonight. I mean, this afternoon. Okay, it's been a pleasure. You have raised so many.
Thank you very much. Keep the flag flying.
I hope I speak to you again. But let's take one more. Thank you so much. Well, that's a stretch. And I can imagine what it is like for a lot of us who want to say a lot. And then the time is going to be like not enough. I just finished a 15 minutes call with that caller, and it just was like everywhere. And I can see the reaction of a lot of you in the comments, as I can see on my screen, where all of us can see it on the screen, right? So you too can have a shot. That means you can call in to add your own contribution. I'll leave just one more slot, which means just one more before we call it afternoon. Now that is it. You see, don't think because you disagree with me or whatever it is in the comment section, you can't call in. You can call in and speak your mind, because somehow people are going to get to understand the mind of our viewers. So everybody will not just think that everyone is on the same page, or everybody is just like, you know what I mean? Like we are on the same, are we on the same page? You say, yeah. No. You have the chance of calling in too. Add your own little sense, okay? So in the absence of any extra caller who possibly is enriched to reply to this last caller, it's up to you. I am going to call it a afternoon. I'll call it a noon. I will see you later this evening. And if I don't, I shall see you another time, okay? But if you're going to see me this evening, right? I'm obviously going to get the notification for that. But for those of you who are still here now, please like the broadcast, okay? Like it, share it, and join me later. Good afternoon, or is it good morning, America? Good afternoon.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ la mọ̀ dódódódó. Maiyegun diary Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ la mọ̀ dódódódó. Maiyegun diary Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Maiyegun diary Maiyegun number one. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Maiyegun diary Maiyegun number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí. Maiyegun diary Maiyegun number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun diary Maiyegun number one. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Maiyegun máa wí. Maiyegun diary Maiyegun number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun diary Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun diary politico. Maiyegun diary Maiyegun number one. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun. Maiyegun diary Maiyegun number one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Maiyegun diary Maiyegun number one. Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ dódódódó. Maiyegun diary Maiyegun number one. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá tí ń gbà rìbá. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú súraki ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súraki. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súraki ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súraki. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súraki ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sè mọ́bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà. àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súraki. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súraki o. ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súraki. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súraki ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.